Aloha! I'm Eric Anderson, pastor of Church of the Holy Cross, United Church of Christ in Hilo, Hawaii, and here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking about Christmas Eve services, which will be held tomorrow night at 7 o'clock at Church of the Holy Cross. I'm thinking a little bit about worship of the following Sunday. The Reverend Linda Petrocelli will fill the pulpit as I'll be on vacation, although I will also be present in worship to celebrate the confirmation of 3 of our young people and welcome them into full adult membership in the church. I'm also thinking about what a wonderful job the young people did with the Christmas pageant last Sunday. And I'm going to do something today that I rarely do, and that is to read you something that I've prepared. It's also something that I have recently shared. In fact, I read it in church on Sunday, so there's already a recorded version. But I did want to make this one and to bring some of the photographs that are part of this story into its presentation. So here, for this week of Christmas, the story of the Apapane's Christmas pageant. I don't know how it came into the Apapane's head to organize a Christmas pageant. I don't even know how he'd heard about Christmas, let alone a Christmas pageant. Nevertheless, he flew all over the island, searching for creatures to take part in the pageant. He asked the Iiwi, who was feeling grumpy that day, and didn't say yes or no or anything at all. He asked the Io, which was very brave of him. The Io said she might come, and looked hungry. He flew down to the shoreline to ask the Honu. She said no. She wasn't going to swim up to the mountain forest, which seemed fair. A house sparrow said he might fly up after he'd finished his bath. A saffron finch thought it sounded odd, but said he might hang around for it. The Apapane asked a yellow-billed cardinal and a myna. They both looked doubtful, and then the myna started an argument with some other mynas that wasn't over when he left to talk to more shorebirds. The Auku'u looked puzzled, but said he'd come. "I'm coming too," announced the Kalea. "I've flown thousands of miles for this. I wouldn't miss it." "If the Kalea is coming, I'm coming too," piped up an Akekeke, and a Hunakai said the same. The Kauai-Kea announced that she would play Mary, because didn't Mary have a long tail? The Apapane wasn't sure, so he didn't argue. The Alaikeokeo asked if there was a good fish pond up in the forest, and when he was told there wasn't, looked skeptical. The Aiao said she might turn up, if she felt like it, if she didn't have anything else to do. The cattle egret said of course he'd be there. One of his ancestors had been present at the original birth, hadn't she? The Apapane left the shorebirds to spread the word further and returned to the forest. The Oma'o stopped singing barely long enough to say yes. The Alavi just looked nervous and kept hunting insects without saying anything. He searched long and hard for an Akia Pala'au who asked, "What's that all about?" After listening to the Apapane's explanation, he gave a whistle and flew off into the forest. The Nene just stared at him. When it was pageant time, it was chaos. Creatures stepped out into the clearing the Apapane had selected, then faded back into the trees again. Frightened chirps flew back and forth, and so did frightened birds. Megero and Elapaio peeped out from the trees. The miners announced that they would be the angel chorus, then exploded into another argument. "What do you need to settle down and play your part?" shouted the Apapane from a tree. "Is the Io here?" asked an Amakihi. "Yes," said the Io from the sky overhead. "Are you going to eat us?" asked the Amakihi. For a moment there was silence. Then the Io said, "No, not today. Today there's a pageant to do." The Apapane spent the next hour answering the questions of the creatures. The Ikea had just flown in from a lava fountain, and since she wanted to play Mary, she did. Akioea had flown up from the shore and wanted to play Joseph. "You're a rare bird," said the Apapane. So he did. The little Elapaio played shepherds, while the Nene played sheep. The Eevee didn't want to cheer up, so he played the grumpy innkeeper. A sleeping pig was cast as a sleeping cow, and did it very well. High overhead, the Io provided the voice of Gabriel, while Apapane, Amakihi, Megero, and Minas sang as the angel chorus. Seabirds and shorebirds took places as creatures of the stable. When the time came, birds from other shores, a northern cardinal, a red jungle fowl, and a pair of zebra doves, played the Magi. The Akiapala'al laid just one egg, and very rarely, so a young one played Jesus. When it was over, the creatures vanished back into the trees, leaving the Apapane alone in the silence. He'd answered every question, met every need somehow. The trees rustled in the breeze, applauding the Apapane's Christmas pageant. So as I mentioned earlier, we have Christmas Eve services coming tomorrow night at 7 p.m. You're most welcome to join us at Church of the Holy Cross, or to join us via live stream, or to later worship via recording. The Reverend Linda Petricelli will preach on the next Sunday, and I'll also be present to celebrate the confirmation. This is the last What I'm Thinking for the year. I'll be back in the new year with another edition. That makes this the time to wish you Mele Kalikimaka, Ha'ole Makahikiho, Merry Christmas, and have a very happy new year. That's what I'm thinking. I'm curious to hear what you're thinking. Send me an email or leave me your thoughts in the comments section below. I'd love to hear from you. From Church of the Holy Cross, UCC in Hilo, Hawaii, that's what I'm thinking.